These are weird things NFL players do off the field. And first up, let's talk magic? Because when Doran Boss isn't on the football field, he's performing mind-blowing card tricks.
Howie, I knew it was you all along, my man. Because here we have a t-shirt and your sweater.
As a matter of fact, Doran Boss loves magic so much, he even auditioned for America's Got Talent in 2016. Only Doran Boss didn't just make it past the audition stage, he made it to the finale. But that's not all. Since his 2016 appearance on AGT, Doran Boss became a regular on The Ellen Show and a world-class speaker. A world-class speaker, magician, and 14-year NFL veteran? What can't this guy do? However, if you think that's impressive, crazier things are still to come. Because one player starred on a reality TV show, while another saved a grown man's life. And don't even get me started on Antonio Brown. But before that, I'm going to tell you how Zach Wilson spent his 2021 offseason. Because being an NFL quarterback can be taxing, yet also freeing. As once the offseason rolls around, players are given multiple months to do whatever they want. And I mean whatever. And apparently, that includes having with your mom's best friend. Sheesh, Zach Wilson is the ultimate MILF hunter. Dude's got that dog in him. But while Wilson was dating moms, other players spent their offseason glued to the screen. Just ask Kyler Murray, who spent most of his offseason playing video games. So much so that my G got signed by FaZe Clan. Imagine being a professional video game streamer in the summer and a professional quarterback in the fall. Unreal. But let's just say the Arizona Cardinals were not thrilled about Murray's side job. So they included a contract clause requiring Murray to spend more in the film room and less time playing video games. Come on, Arizona, that's just cruel. Let's learn some boundaries. Anyway, what if I told you Von Miller also has a summer job? Only it's the type of job you'd least expect from a 250-pound linebacker making $14 million a year. Because Von Miller doesn't own a business or real estate company. Drumroll please. He owns a chicken farm. Damn, 1 second Von Miller's winning a Super Bowl, the next he's raising chickens? But enough with that. Now, it's time to get serious. See, it was March 2018, and Christian McCaffrey was out hiking with family and friends in Colorado, when, out of the blue, he witnessed a man fall almost 2 stories from a rock, to which McCaffrey recalls it felt like he was in the air for 10 seconds. I had never seen anything quite like that in my life, as far as the trauma and the sound. We were in shock. In other words, this man's life was a ticking time bomb, and Christian knew there was only one thing he could do to save this man's life. Subscribing to the channel. Come on, I know you want to. Okay, maybe not. But Christian did the next best thing. Calling 911 while also taking care of the man in the meantime. This way, when the paramedics did show up, they were able to save his life. What a sign of relief. But the story doesn't stop there, because McCaffrey had stayed in touch with the family ever since. Talk about a wild turn of events. Similarly, former nose tackle AJ Francis had also had his fair share of surreal interactions. Imagine you call an Uber, but when you get in the car, it's an NFL player driving. Believe it or not, this example actually happened. Since during the 2015 offseason, Francis hung up the cleats for a set of car keys. Which begs the question, why on earth does someone making $500,000 a year need more money? Here's what Francis had to say about it all. Instead of just spending money that I made from last year, because I'm not getting paid this offseason, I'm making it another way, Francis said. I'm just out here trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Not gonna lie, that's mad smart. On the other hand, do you know what isn't smart? Accidentally shooting yourself. You see, I've got some explaining to do. The date was November 28th, 2008, and while most NFL players were preparing for their next game, Barres wanted to party at a club. Only by the time he reached the club, the bar on the first floor was already packed. So Barres did the next best thing by heading to the second floor. Yet, this didn't work out either, because as Barres was walking up the stairs, his gun came unhooked from his belt and started sliding down his right pant leg. And unsurprisingly, Barres' first reaction was to try to catch the gun. But instead of catching the gun, his finger accidentally hit the trigger and ended up shooting himself in the leg. Safe to say, Barres hasn't been spotted carrying a gun around since. Wanna know what else is embarrassing? That time Tom Brady humiliated himself in front of millions. Only it wasn't playing football, it happened on a golf course. See, Tom Brady was in the middle of playing a charity golf match, but when he bent over to pick up his ball one hole, this happened. Yikes. But at least he was a good sport about it, because afterward he tweeted this on social media. Pants wanted in on social distancing, I guess. And speaking of viruses, one player went from the Super Bowl to the hospital? Because months after winning Super Bowl 54, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif put his career on pause to help those who needed it the most during the pandemic. Sick patients. Since, contrary to popular belief, Tardif wasn't just a football player. He was also a registered nurse with a doctorate in medicine. People sacrificed a lot while quarantining, but perhaps no one sacrificed more than Tardif. The dude gave up millions of dollars to help save lives. Mad respect, bro. But that brings us to another player who deserves respect, Drew Brees. Because when you own a business, it's easy to be on the sidelines. However, Brees is not your typical business owner, because after purchasing 25% of Walk-On Sports Bistro in 2015, Brees wanted to learn the ins and outs of the business. And what better way to do that than going on Undercover Boss? So say goodbye to the old Drew Brees and hello to Matthew McConaughey's doppelganger. Because don't tell me he didn't look like McConaughey. But anyway, a lot of good came out of the experience, because along the way, Brees met a man by the name of Anderson. And let's just say things got deep quickly. Towards the end of the shift, Anderson revealed to Brees that his mother was recently diagnosed with breast cancer, leaving him $30,000 in debt. And after hearing this, you know Brees had to pull out all the stops. So with the help of the founder of the company, they were able to bless Anderson with $40,000. Because how could you not fall in love with Anderson after hearing that tearjerker? I'm getting emotional just saying it. On the other hand, Antonio Brown's actions are questionable at best, because Lord knows what he's gonna do next. In fact, AB has done so much messed up stuff in the past that we're gonna devote a whole section of the video just to AB. So buckle up, grab some popcorn and enjoy, but don't get too comfortable. Because up first, we gotta talk about the time Brown practically tried to kill his UPS driver. See, one time AB and his trainer had way too much to drink, because afterward, they started throwing stones at a moving UPS driver late at night. I get they were all drunk and all, but have those dudes lost their marbles? Which also reminds me of a pretty recent moment, because in 2022, AB took a trip to Dubai. And it turns out, it doesn't matter what country AB is in, he's gonna start trouble. But in this particular case, AB decided to go skinny dipping in the pool. Only he wasn't the only one in the pool. Moments later, he was spotted flaunting his assets in front of a girl to get a reaction. To put it simply, AB was the butt of the joke. Literally. But somehow, this might not even be the weirdest thing AB has done. Because a few months ago, AB tweeted a post that sent shockwaves around. It says the following: "My biggest regret in my career doesn't involve calling my GM a or showing up to Raiders camp late in a hot air balloon with frozen feet, or throwing rocks at the UPS driver. And it definitely doesn't involve taking my shirt off and doing a victory lap around Jets Stadium mid-game while throwing up deuces." The quote read, "My biggest regret is that I'll never get to see me, Antonio Brown, play a game live. Sure, I can watch the game afterwards, but I can't imagine what it was like for you all to see something like that. Like watching the Beatles or Jesus perform at the Red Rocks. Either AB is punking all of us, or he's even worse than we thought." However, Antonio Brown is far from the only crazy player, because one player eats McDonald's on the regular, and another even went as far as to drink urine. And I know you want to hear more about that, so click on the video on your screen. Alright guys, I'll see you there.